Welcome back to the Resilient Entrepreneur, also known as the Optimistic Entrepreneur. This is Kevin Johnson of Leverage Consulting, and today I'm going to talk about a topic that I can guarantee you, a topic that I am willing to bet you one peanut butter and jelly sandwich that your business is suffering because of this one thing. And it's a statement that you say or a statement that you think. And you may not say it exactly like this, but it is, I assume. And as I said, those words may not cross your lips, but there are things that you say and things that you do that I guarantee you are another manifestation of I assume. And it is, for example, in working with one of my clients just today, they assume that because they've been practicing in this area for a certain number of years, that the people who refer business to them know what they do. And interestingly enough, one of them, not this client, but another client, had one of their good referrals tell them, you need to be in my office once a month. You need to remind us that you're there. You need to tell us what you're doing and what's going on in your world. Because quite honestly, when I go to work in the morning, coming from the other gentleman, when I go to work in the morning, I'm not thinking about you. I don't really care about you when I'm driving to work in the morning. I'm caring about whether one of my employees is going to call in sick today. I'm wondering as I'm driving into work what is going to blow up and I need to go fix it. I'm worrying about where do I get new business. No concern whatsoever about you. And interestingly enough, in that same conversation, they get to talking about something, and this practitioner is one that is, it really, if you look at their social media and look at a bunch of other things, you would know what they do for a living, or that you know what services they have to provide. But the reality of it is that person they were having a conversation with did not even know that this provider actually offered this one service, which is really one of his meat and potato services. So kind of going back to the I assume statement, there are oftentimes we assume that the people that we serve know what it is that we do for a living. We assume that they know the services and offerings that we have for them. We assume that they realize we offer this phenomenal level of service for them. And we can also get into other things, such as think about leadership and management of your business. And that is, we may assume that if there's money in the bank, then we're fine. We may assume that our team members know what they're doing. And I can go on. I've got examples for days of this. But really, you can look at any facet of your business, whether it's operations, human resources, marketing, financials, and again, I can keep going on with this, but you can take every facet of your business and evaluate, and really, rather than if all you did was change the mindset of I assume, and again, those things may manifest in different ways, and it may be that it could be something as subtle as this. A team member says, yeah, I got that. And we assume they do. And the reality of it is they probably don't know what they're talking about. And it's no disrespect to anyone, but it's the reality of many businesses, many owners, managers. We may be going over things, and I've been teaching and training and coaching, consulting for 20 years now. And I've seen it far too often when someone or an entire group will say, yeah, I got that. It's a fabulous thing. Even if you, for example, if I took a treatment coordination process, oh yeah, we got that. And literally 3 questions in, and literally the wheels are coming off. And we start identifying that they don't have it. They're not as seamless and as efficient and effective as they once thought they were. And it's not a matter of pointing out where someone's wrong. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to figure out how we can get better. And for those of you, you're not sure you want to really start asking those questions because it makes other people feel uncomfortable. Well, if they know that it's coming from a good place or you have good intentions, no one cares. Or it's a lot easier, I'll put it that way. If you exchange the whole I assume mentality, and again, it could be said in different ways, it could just be body language. If you change that for just starting to question things, and it could be you questioning things yourself, it could be scratching the surface and getting below a little bit just to determine whether we really do have this or not. It may be, for example, and here's another phenomenal place, and here's a little quick hiring tip for some of you. So for some of you who've hired people in the past and then they got behind the curtain and this person presented themselves as a rock star, and you ask them questions. And I will tell you, when I've listened to them interviewing a candidate or a series of candidates, over a 30-minute or 60-minute interview, they're asking close-ended questions. Do you know how to? Have you done this before? Those are yes-no questions. And how easy is it to say, yeah, I've done that before? You may have seen someone do it before, but maybe you've not done it. And how would this change if you were to start asking them open-ended questions? So, for example, it might be an entire process. Tell me what a new client, new patient intake call would look like. And there's where the rubber hits the road. Tell me in 5 minutes or less, 2 minutes or less, tell me in 2 minutes or less exactly what it meant for you to be the lead assistant in this practice. Tell me so you're essentially, you're getting them to open up. You want them to start explaining things, because I've seen things where someone says, I was the lead in this position. And ultimately we find out that really in that given business, that practice, once they got there, you're really entry level, you're not lead. And with more open-ended questions or getting people to demonstrate, we're going to eliminate I assume this person gets it. I assume that they know what they're doing. So again, if we start exchanging the I assume with questions and start questioning things, so we don't assume anymore. We know with fact and certainty. And again, it may be you can use this on a day-to-day basis in short meetings at the beginning of the day. So if you know as a leader or manager that we have a meeting and we're going to ask one or two questions to see if our team is engaged and they're looking ahead to make the most out of today. We're going to ask questions at a monthly meeting to find out whether these team members are really looking out to future improvements or whether they're coming in and clocking in to get a paycheck every week. As I said earlier, I can guarantee you there are so many. If you went through literally your day, your week, your month, and started evaluating, are there places where I'm assuming everything is okay? And this is not to create worry with you. This is more to start looking at how you can diagnose and figure out how you can get ahead. And this is this is actually even something when I worked for another company. Oftentimes I would ask my coworkers, when I was done with a presentation, I would ask them, how do you think I did? And sometimes they were people that actually reported to me. And I think it made them uncomfortable for me asking, but the reality of it was I felt like the meeting went well, but I can't assume. I went and asked someone that should be impartial, knows what good looks like, and I went and asked them, how did it turn out? How did the participants like this meeting today? And sometimes I got feedback that let me know I have room for improvement. So again, exchanging the I assume for really good questions. And when you start assuming that not everything is okay, and you start assuming I've always got room for improvement, then you will constantly have things to work on to propel your business and get further and further. So with that said, squash out the I assume, start asking really great questions, and I guarantee you will have things to work on, things to identify that will help you propel your business forward in 2021.